I don't know how I'm gonna feel after this. But like, interviewing me is like a way of like leaving a trace.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I hope. Yeah, try and move as little as possible. Don't look at the camera, look at me. Okay. Name, age, where you're from.
Hi, my name is Etienne. I'm from Canada, Quebec, Canada, and I'm 29 years old.
29.
Yeah.
And is Quebec home?
Yes.
Why?
Why? I've always lived there. I was born there. I'm not sure if it's gonna stay my home in the future. Like so far it is. Yeah.
Why? What makes you like unsure if it's going to be your home in the future?
Well, actually, the solo traveling part is like making me like question if I want to stay in Quebec. Like, because like solo traveling is so you grow so much that like I kind of feel like if I move to a different country or like try to live somewhere else, it would make me grow more. So that's why I might want to move away, and especially with what I do for work, it's like I can work anywhere in the world. So like, I'm considering like moving to maybe Colombia or maybe like Spain, Portugal, place like that. Because also like the weather in Canada is like not the greatest. So like being in a country where it's sunny and you can go to the beach, that would be great. And also like learning different language. I'm like very curious by nature, so like I'm hoping I'll do it, but like we'll see.
Yeah. I know you said you're like growing on travel. So I feel like to your point, I think that's why we all travel. It's like we were questioning something at home. We're like maybe something else is out there. What was that moment like? Where you were like, I'm gonna decide that I'm gonna travel.
It's fun. It's a good question because like I started therapy sessions like 2 or 3 years ago, and like I healed a lot of my past traumas and stuff, and like I kind of feel like the traveling part came last. It's like almost like a culmination of everything. It's like I've healed so much in the past few years, and like now I was like, I'm gonna travel alone, which is a first experience for me, and like I'm gonna see if I can manage it, and like so far it's just been such a positive experience that I'm like, I want to travel more, I want to do more stuff, be more outgoing, like meet more people, and like just be kinder in general, like so like because when you're back home, it's like. You're kind of cold with other people. So like when you're traveling, everyone's so nice, everyone's so caring of each other and like friendly, and like that's so refreshing to me. So like I want to experience it more in other places in the world.
So you think that's you say like back home like people are cold? Do you think that's like a Quebec thing? Do you
Nah,
think
I think that's everywhere.
so can you tell me more about that?
I feel like when we're back home, we're like so caught up in like our daily lives. Like we work, we have hobbies, we have friends, we have everything, and like we don't take the time to talk to other people and like be curious about them, be caring. And I feel like that's what's so nice about traveling. Is like, especially when you're solo traveling, it's like you want to get to know people so you don't feel alone. But you're like, at least for me, I'm so curious about other people, their experiences, like where they're coming from, where they want to go in the future. I want to make friends, and like maybe if I'm traveling to somewhere else in the world, we meet up again or something. That's like a very big part of why I'm solo traveling. Because I've traveled a little bit in the past, and it was I traveled with friends, so like we only stayed together. We didn't talk to anybody. We were like, and that kind of got old after a while. So when I did this, I was like, is this what traveling is all about? And I was like, am I really interested in traveling more if that's how there is to it? But I was like, I'm gonna try traveling alone, see how it is, and like, it's been so nice that I want to keep traveling more. So that's a nice experience. Yeah.
How long have you been traveling for?
So in Thailand, in like 24 days or something.
And you left straight from Quebec. And
Yeah,
came to Thailand.
yeah, yeah.
And how long do you plan to travel?
Just one more week.
One more week and then you go home.
Yes.
And so because of work,
Yeah.
what do you do for work?
I'm a software engineer.
But you said you could do software engineering.
Yeah.
Thing.
But the thing is, like, uh, while traveling, I kind of figured out that I could do it. Like, because, when before leaving the country, I was like, this is so crazy. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to, like, uh, have friends, figure out how to make it work. But like now that I'm solo traveling and like everything is kind of easy, honestly. It's like, especially when you stay in such a nice hostel, you're like, people are just very friendly, very helpful with each other. There's always so much stuff to do. Like it gave me confidence that I could do it in the future. Like, and like anywhere, honestly. Like I feel more confident in how I am now. Now that I've solo traveled, I feel like I could repeat it and be just as nice as in Thailand. So yeah.
So I've heard people to say that like traveling in Southeast Asia, it's easy. You guys before. Can you describe a little bit about like what makes it easy? Because I've heard it's not as easy other places.
Well, I haven't traveled a whole lot. I only traveled to like 3 countries, so like I can't really compare. But uh, in Thailand, it's just amazing. Like everyone's on a journey to self healing, self reflection. You want to make new friends. You want to be friendly. You want to be kind. You want to experience new stuff. I feel like everyone's in that kind of vibe in Southeast Asia in general. I'm not sure if that's the same thing in Europe or anything, but like it's just so easy. I feel like you talk about anything and it's kind of crazy sometimes. Like you talk about something really deep and something really personal, and like people relate really well, and like everyone's so caring, so friendly. It's amazing to see, honestly. And like I'm curious about if I'm traveling to like Australia or another country, if that's gonna be the case. I don't know yet, but like I'm hopeful that it will be.
Does like a moment or memory stand out to you when you were like, wow, I feel really right now?
Sure, and like I feel like ever since I came to Thailand in general, I've been always surprised. Like every place I've been to, it's always like I'm always surprised, but like pleasantly surprised. It's always like when I first got to Bangkok, because I arrived in Bangkok, I stayed there for 4 nights, and like at first I was like, "Ooh, am I gonna make friends? Am I gonna meet people and wanna? Will I like the experience?" And like the first night, I just, it was a social hostel, so like there was like a big common area that you could go to and talk to people. I just went there and like instantly started talking with people, and it was such a nice experience. So that was like the first time that I figured out that it would be easy to solo travel. But like, and then I left for like Chiang Mai, and like I got into the one of the best hostel I've been to, and like also very social. That's where I met so many people. Like Ben, I met him in Chiang Mai, and we went to Pai after we saw each other again there, and like now I'm in Koh Tao. He's also there. It's like such a nice experience, and like it's just cool that you can connect with people in different places as well. Like I met some people in Bangkok, and then we followed each other to different cities, and like it's crazy to me that like people are so nice and so like you don't even sometimes you don't even know someone, but like you've seen them before, and you're like, hey, I remember you. We saw each other in this place or this place, and like and they're like, oh yeah, that's true, and then you just become friends instantly. That's such a nice experience.
What do you think is the biggest way that you've grown since?
That I've grown.
Yeah.
Honestly, like just being more confident in like how I am as a person, like what I can do, what I can't do. Because like before traveling, I was like, oh no, I'm stuck in like, as a person, I'm this way, like back home, I have my friends, I have my hobbies, I have my work, I have everything. Like when you're traveling, it's like you understand that you can be whoever you want to be, and like that's honestly such a it's so eye-opening. It's like nothing stops you from doing it back home, but like I realized it while traveling, so that made me grow quite a bit because like you know there I kind of feel like back home I'm not really how I would like to be. I'm like so stuck in like the how I've always been with like my friends, with my family, everything. Like when you're traveling, it's just you can be as friendly or as outgoing as you want to be, and nobody cares. But like that's the good thing about traveling. You can change how you are or be who you want to be whenever. So that was the best thing about traveling, and just being like more confident in general, and like because like back home I'm a little bit scared of trying new stuff. Like when you're traveling, it's like, all right, so today I'm gonna go diving, or today I'm gonna go to the biggest zip line in Asia. So and it just makes you realize that you can do whatever you want, and like as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you're being honest and you know you give yourself a chance, you can do it.
How do you think you're gonna implement that when you go back home?
I think I'm just gonna be like more caring, more outgoing, like just being more myself, if I can say, because like I'm so happy in how I'm behaving on this trip that like I really want to keep doing it back home, and like I know it's gonna be hard, and like surely like what I'm saying now maybe it won't go as planned in back home, but we'll see. I'm like hopeful that
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think that's why I asked, is because I think that to your point, it is hard. It's like because I think like studies have been done that when you put the person in a certain environment, they just go back to habits and like how they behave and stuff. And habits are hard to break, especially when you're put back in a certain environment. But to your point, you can be wherever like you want to be. Certain tactics have to be in place to remind you of like who that person is. And so I don't know. I'm just curious if you haven't given it some thought, I would encourage you to give it some thought of like on a day-to-day basis, like what are the things that are going to come up that you'll be like, I used to act this way, so I'm going to make a decision not to like do what I want to do instead of like what I'm expected to do. Because it can be hard to identify those triggers, which like it sounds, I feel like triggers are usually used as like something deeply traumatic, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be something as simple as like, I want to be myself, this is what I want to do this. So, does anything come to mind as like something that you would like to do?
Sometimes back home I stop myself from doing some things because I'm like, oh, I'm alone. I can't do it alone, or like, let's say I want to try a new hobby or something, or I want to learn an instrument, or I want to learn a new language. Like I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. It would be too hard to do it alone, or I would need to do this and this and this. But like, I feel like this trip has taught me so much about like just get out there, try it. You never know. Like maybe it's not gonna work out, but maybe it's gonna work out, and like you'll find something that you'll enjoy for a long period of time. So like, I feel like back home at least I'll give it more of I'll give it a shot. Whereas like in the past I was like too scared to do it, so I wouldn't do it.
So never let doing something alone stop you.
Exactly. And like I've started doing it a little bit back home, like let's say just like going to the cinema alone, or like going to a concert. But like starting a new hobby or like learning a new language, that's a much bigger thing. And like I would stop myself from doing it because I was like, this is gonna take too long, or I'm not good enough for this. But that's not true.
You also just about to what an entire trip to Thailand. You must be pretty proud of yourself for doing this.
Absolutely. It's honestly, I'm like very proud of it, and like very proud of how much I've grown. Because like that's the whole point. Like I was traveling alone to grow, and like I'm just so happy that I've grown as much as I expected to. Like I knew going alone I would need, some things would be hard, some things might not go as planned, or like I might be scared of some things, but like everything worked out, and it just taught me so much about like you'll always find a way. Like nothing nothing is gonna be too hard or too, or maybe it is, and but you'll just find a way to make it work, or like you'll find out that it's too hard and you'll try something else. So it's it's just that you need to try stuff so that you know if you can or can't do it.
You don't get penalized for trying.
Exactly.
So, can you give an example of a time that you were scared of something on this trip, but you did it anyway?
It's funny you say that because like coming to Koh Tao was like something quite big, because like I was leaving Chiang Mai, and like to get here it takes like 12 hours or something, and it's like, all right, so now I need to take a plane to go to Bangkok, and then I need to go from Bangkok to like this place, and then I need to take a ferry, and like especially with like flying and stuff, it's like I had like a 45-minute layover, so I was like, maybe I'm gonna be late, or maybe I'm happy that it worked out.
Kind of like a bit of a pivot, but like we talk so far a lot about backpacker culture, people traveling, like and people who are not Thai. What do you think about Thailand fosters the community that you just talked about, or what have you like enjoyed getting to know about Thailand?
To me, Thailand is like so. It's so diverse. It's so like you go to the north. It's a totally different experience than the south. So like that's kind of that. At least that's why I travel to Thailand, because like when sometimes you travel to, let's say, Europe or something, it's like not that different from back home. But like you come to Thailand or you go to Vietnam or anywhere in Southeast Asia, and it's very different than what you're used to. But also like even in the country itself, you go from south to north and it's totally different. So like just coming here to Koh Tao, it's an island, it's a small island. There's like a community. There's like it's hard to get around unless you have a scooter. It's like totally different than like in Bangkok, where you can just order a taxi so easily, and like there's so much stuff going on. It's just there's a different vibe to Koh Tao or like Chiang Mai or like Bangkok. It's just very nice. Like when I went to Greece last year, I felt like it was kind of always the same. It's also just in the activities you can do like in different parts of Thailand, because like here in this island you can do diving, but like in the north there's no beaches or anything, so it's more of a cultural experience. Because like when I was in Chiang Mai, it was not the festival. There's like a big festival, Lantern Festival. Like I was there, it was starting to people were starting to like organize the festival and stuff, so you could see it happening a little bit. And that's also the beauty of like a bigger city compared to a small island like this. It's like time goes by fast there compared to here. That's like a change of pace, I feel like, going from there to here. But that's very refreshing. Like you kind of feel like because I was in the north for like 2 weeks, but then I was like, I've seen enough of the north now. I just want to chill on the beach, But it's nice that you can do that in a country like Thailand.
What are the biggest differences and similarities you see between your culture at home in Quebec and Thailand?
I feel like everyone in Thailand is like very welcoming, very kind, very helpful. Everyone's smiling. It's like it's so different than back home. That maybe I'm just so used to it, but like it feels colder. Just the way people interact with each other compared to Thailand. Just walking down the street back home, like I feel like you can't say hi, you can't talk to people. People are just like they want to look at their phone and like be with their friends or whatever. Compared to here, I feel like I could just walk down the street and say hi to someone and they could become my friend. So that's the feeling I'm getting from this place.
What is the one thing that you would say that would be like to sell them on coming to Thailand?
There's a few things because like you could look at it from multiple angles, but like just like the weather, the food, the culture, like the activities you can do, the people you meet, you know, just the overall vibe of the city. It's like so different, and that's what's refreshing about Thailand. But like it's just that I compare Thailand to back home, but I kind of feel like everywhere in the world, if let's say you came from, I don't know, Finland, and you come here, you would also get the same experience. So like no matter where you're coming from, coming to Thailand would feel refreshing. That's what I think is so nice about Thailand. You'll find something that you'll like and you'll find refreshing by coming here. It could be like the food, it could be the people, it could be like the beaches. Because like back home, it's like there's snow all the time. So I come here and there's beaches everywhere. You can go diving, you can do whatever. So that's one thing that's very refreshing. But it can be anything.
They mostly have activities and friendly people. Sounds
Yeah.
like a pretty good sell.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you feel like is important either to your journey through Thailand or just traveling in general?
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, I'm 29 years old. I started traveling last year, so at 28, and I just want to say that like it's never too late to start. But that's also like something in life in general, not just traveling. It's like it's never too late. You can always start now, and like you'll be happy that you did it. Like, and you just need to like adjust your expectations. Like sometimes, especially for me, I want things to be perfect. I want things to be like in a certain way. I'm very organized, very like specific about what I like and what I don't like. But like coming to a country like Thailand alone made me realize that sometimes it's okay to just let things go and see how they play out by themselves. Like just talking to people, just being friendly, and like just like also just coming here and not having anything planned. That's kind of the beauty of it also. Like when I came here first, I had like a itinerary of where I wanted to go in Thailand, but I ended up meeting people somewhere in Bangkok, and then they were like, oh, I'm going to this place, and I wanted to follow them, so I followed them, and it ended up being such a nice experience, like just seeing where everything goes, and it just makes me very happy that I did it, because like I think that if I stayed, I went on with my original plan, I would have missed out on so many things. So I'm just happy that I ended up, being more chill about the overall experience, but also like not feeling guilty about if one day I want to, lay on the couch and watch a movie. That's totally fine as well. You don't need to have activities planned every day. You just need to listen to yourself and what you want to do. If you want to wake up at 1 p.m. because you're tired, it's fine. If you want to stay at the hostel and not go out because you're feeling tired, it's fine also. I feel like back home sometimes I like, it's the weekend, I need to go out because I'm not going out during the week. So yeah, just being more listening of what I want to do. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good advice.
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I have left is just like some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So, favorite phrase from Quebec?
In French, or
It could be in French.
because like we
Yeah,
speak
you speak French. Yeah,
we
yeah,
speak
yeah.
French in Quebec. So Um, it's gonna be very cliche, but like calice de tabarnak is like
What is that? I don't know.
it's like a swear. It's like swearing, but it's very like there's no other place in the world where they say that, but it's very like typical of Quebec.
Really?
So like when I talk to people from like France or Belgium or anything, they're always it's always funny to see their reaction when I say it because like that's what people think about when they think about Quebec, but it's just it's true that we say that all the time.
Say it one more time.
Calice de tabarnak. I'm not sure if I repeated myself or said something else, but like that.
That's perfect. No,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I got it. Okay, what's your favorite phrase, like from either Thailand or another country that you met, like someone you met that you love?
I really like just learning the Thai language. So like just saying like "Kap kun krab" when you're like at a restaurant and like it's just a sign of respect when you're going to a restaurant or like meeting people and like there's such a big language barrier, but still we're making an effort to learn a little bit of the language. So that's just being respectful of people from Thailand.
I love that. It's a good one. Okay, what's your favorite local food from home?
From home,
Yeah.
poutine.
What?
Poutine.
What's the pizza?
You don't know poutine? It's fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
Yeah.
That's very, very typical from Quebec as well. It's like a comfort food you get when you're drunk or like when you just want to eat something, fast food. You get a poutine. It's just a go-to. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite food that you've had here in Thailand?
It's what is it? It's like fried pork chili basil. It's like rice with a fried egg on top, and like there's pork with like chilies. It's very spicy, but it's also very good. It's such a nice blend of flavors. It's amazing. I got it like maybe 10 times or 20 times during my trip. It's just so good. Like I've tried. I like trying new food, but like this is honestly the best thing I've had in Thailand, and I will miss it very much when I go back.
Yeah.
I did a cooking class in Chiang Mai, and we learned to make this specific food I'm talking about. That's where I learned what it is, and like I'm hoping that I will be able to do it back home. Like, because like the spices and everything it's different. It's hard to find the exact same ingredients back home. So like I'll try, but I don't know if it's gonna be as good as here. But that's why I always get the same thing in Thailand because
Yeah.
I want to really like enjoy it while I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last question is favorite memory.
Memory. Just the people, just meeting people. It's like it's so nice. It's just you meet people from all around the world and like just hanging out, in a hostel like this. You can just chill and be yourself and like really open up and talk about anything with anyone, and I feel like you can grow so much just by listening also. So like I'm very curious by nature, but like it's just so nice that you talk to people and they're like so kind about nobody's gonna say anything negative. Everybody's very positive, very caring and stuff like that. And it's just so refreshing. It's just so. It's my favorite thing because like when I traveled with friends, I didn't experience that because we were always together. Like traveling alone is like you just sit at a table somewhere and someone just comes up and sits down and you just start talking and like you never know, like when you first start talking to someone you don't know where it's gonna end up, but it's always nice where it ends up. Like everybody's so different, but like we relate to each other in a very special way. So that's my favorite memory of traveling, and that's what I'm gonna miss the most when I go back home. It's just the friendships you can make so quickly on when you're traveling. It's crazy.
Personally, I do plan to not travel for months at a time. Like maybe I'll do it like one or twice more, where I take a break in my career and like go, but it'll probably happen in another 2 years from now or something. But like to your point, like I don't want to lose like what I've gained. And I do believe that everyone back home wants to feel a certain way. And it's just being open-minded enough to accept those longings. And I believe there's ways that we can not only do it ourselves so we're happier, but how do we like, not force those lessons on the people at home, but like how do we like show them? And I feel like that's what I was trying to do with these interviews, is like I don't want these like, I don't want your story to die between you and me. Like I want to show I'm so excited for the story, for like my friends back home to be like this is what he learned, like, and hear them listen and be like, wow, like how could I implement that feeling of being myself every single day? And my friends don't even need to travel, but they'll know your story and they can learn from you. Like I think that's really special, and I think that we as a community have the power to implement that outside of like the basketball culture, and it doesn't need to die.
You're right, though, and I really liked your question because it's such a nice question. It's like you're right that when you're traveling, you think it's like how can I say? You think it's so much different than back home, but it's not really. Like you can also be yourself back home, but we're just so caught up in like what we're used to back home that we don't do it. But like nothing stops us from being ourselves back home. So like. But I really like your question. And also, I plan on explaining what I've learned to my friends when I go back. Like, I have on my phone. I have like a list of just bullet points of like what I learned and what my experiences and like the people I met. The things I tried for the first time on this trip, and I'm just very excited to talk about it to my friends because like. I'm lucky enough to have friends who really care about me, and like they're very curious. They ask me questions when I'm traveling. They're like, "Oh, I can't wait to see you again when you come back," and it's like I can't wait to go back to them and like tell them everything, and that's why I'm trying to take notes because like I don't want to forget. And I'm also glad that we did this interview because like that's what I liked about this interview. It felt very personal.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's not like just random questions like that. I felt like your questions were really good to like talk about deep stuff.
Good. Well, yeah. Thank you for saying that. And thank you, but like honestly, I can ask all the right questions, but like someone not have good answers, and I appreciate it's not easy to like talk about personal things, like it's not easy to like be vulnerable and like open up and like do it. So like I appreciate you and everybody else who's come to me and being like willing to talk about this. Like I've never been like, please let me interview you because like it's not.
You wouldn't get the same reaction.
Wouldn't get the same response. And, like so, I thank you for being vulnerable and like sharing all that because I think that like you have a unique story and it tells a lot. So, thank you.
But that's at one point I was talking about therapy in the interview, and I was like, I'm not sure if I should go there or not, but like I felt comfortable doing it, and like it just shows that like, because if we went back like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have never given my name to do this interview. But like I felt comfortable doing it. I felt like that was something I needed to do, like and I'm just glad I did it now. Nice, because back home you can do the same thing, but it's nice when you meet someone who's willing to be vulnerable with you, and like they feel comfortable and like they're very curious about what you have to say also, and like it's just refreshing to meet someone who's willing to be there for you for when you want to open up. But I feel like that's something that I was lacking in the past. Like I wouldn't open up, I wouldn't talk about my feelings, but now I'm willing to do it. And sometimes you say things and it doesn't work out. Some people are not receptive, but other people are very interested in caring about it, and it's just so nice. You get so many better. The connections you're getting with people is so much better when you're willing to be vulnerable.
I completely agree. I think similar to you, I was in therapy and I reached a point where I was like, I'm still not happy. I'm gonna go travel. And then, but I think that's
How
the
did
biggest
that
thing
work out for you?
It's working out well. I'm figuring out a lot right now.
Yeah.
But to your point, though, I think that, like, it says when you're saying insightful, it's like, sometimes it doesn't work out, but you start to realize that you're going to be okay anyway. It's like, I just know that person is no longer worth my time, and now I know that, and I can move on. And, like,
Exactly.
spend my energy on people. I think that that's my biggest... I see that with my friends, when they're wasting their energy on people who aren't reciprocating their feelings. And I'm like, they're not open, they're not healed, they're not in a good place to be vulnerable themselves or to accept your vulnerability. That's okay. You figure it out, move on. And when they don't move on, it's like, I feel like what we're saying is like, you reach a point where it's like, I'm willing to be vulnerable with anyone. And if I start to read that they're not accepting of that, then I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop because this isn't good for me. You're not on it. There's plenty of other people who want to hear my story, and like, I want to hear theirs.
Yeah.
So,
But you sound like a spiritual person to me. Are you?
Yes. I'm trying to. That's actually something I'm trying to figure out right now. Is my faith.
Yeah.
Faith.
But like, you know, spirituality is not necessarily about faith. It's just about believing in something bigger, and like, that's what how I see it. It's like, I used to think that spirituality was about faith and like, you know, God and stuff, but to me it's not like that. It's like just believing that something good is gonna happen to you, and you know, if you do good stuff, something good is gonna happen to you. That's just, you know, and like also just letting go of things, and like, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's almost a way of life, you know. Instead of because I used to always think with my brain, but like more recently I started thinking with my heart as well, and that helps so much. It's like sometimes you can feel that something is wrong, but you don't know why. But you just follow your gut, and usually it works out fine.
I like the way that you just phrased that, because I think it's something I've been starting thinking about was I grew up very religious, and then I revolted on that. It's like, I don't like that. Mm-hmm. But there was a sort of moral compass that I got from growing up religious, and I've become very spiritual. Like, as far as like, I know there's something out there. Like, there's something greater. Like, humans are not it. There's something out there and we're here for a purpose. But I've struggled with like what that purpose is, and like I need to continue to struggle with it. So when I say faith, I mean it as spirituality.
Yeah.
It's like what is that thing? And I feel like I like the way that you just said it. Of like, you need to just have confidence that by like doing good things come to you.
Yeah.
Like, you even know what it is.
It just honestly just makes life so much easier, because like you don't second guess everything. You're just like, I'm gonna do what feels right, and if something bad happens, so be it. If something good happens, great. But like, you stop thinking about, oh, what if I do this and it doesn't work out? You just end up doing it, and that's very nice, because I used to be either very in the past or the future, but like now with that kind of spirituality, I'm more in the present, and it's just so much easier to, you know, you're less stressed day to day, and you know, you can be yourself more because you're more confident, and it's just great.